All aboard!
Choo
Choo.
choo.
So
Well,
we are not on Facebook.
well, no, we're not able to go live on Facebook on the Groove Train. We're getting the same error as well
Hmm.
that I get when I try to go live. Uh, Master
Master
Roach, Master Rochi's Gardener, same thing.
What in the world is going on?
So the only place on Facebook we are right now is on Ashley's profile.
Oh, well, shoot. Hi, everybody.
It's on Ashley's profile. I was
That's
going to say, can you add me? I don't think I'm in there on this one.
I will go check because I thought I shared the Groove Train. For some reason, apparently not.
Yeah, so we are
No,
live on
but Ashley's live. So Ashley, I must share from your page.
That's right. Just share from there.
Yeah.
We're live on YouTube, Master Rochi's LinkedIn, and Ashley's X, and my Rumble. But yeah,
Okay.
we could go. Matt has to authorize Master Rochi to find out if he caught the band too. He may
Yeah,
have
I don't
caught it
know.
Crazy.
because the garden has it.
That's so sad.
Yeah, which is weird.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a
It
bad.
has to do with Knock Network, but because it's like, yeah. So we'll see. I'm sharing it anyways from Ashley's page.
Yeah. So
Share it
tonight,
from Ashley's page.
tonight, Master Rochi is out working tonight, so we miss him, and we hope that he travels safe and has a good night. And just wanted to put those good vibes out there for him and let him know that he's missed. So that's the way that
Like a hair stuck in my nose or something.
Yeah.
You picking your nose, Ashley?
And tonight we have as our guest host once again, we've got David Bradway, the velvet voice of the Groove Train. All aboard!
Oh,
Lord. Sorry, I got kids everywhere, so I'm kind of distracted over here.
those your kids?
My kids and friends.
Yeah.
Happy summer, guys.
Oh, it's been summer already.
It's the summer
Summer.
solstice.
Our summer started 2-3 weeks ago.
Here, Lily. Come on.
100 degrees. You know, we were in the high 90s and low 100s. For the last been triple digits for a solid week and a half now.
Come here,
That's
Lil.
crazy. We're about to be in the 90s in the next few days.
We
How
were one
far,
yesterday.
how far
Hang
are
on,
you,
guys.
how far are you from Tombstone?
Tombstone, about 2 hours.
About 2 hours?
Yeah.
That's where my buddy Wayne Cruz, he
Yeah.
calls himself the Tombstoner.
Yeah.
That's where he lives.
Been down there more than times. We got a couple friends actually who live down there. Just recently we took a road trip and took one of them an extra couch that we had because they moved into a place that had no furniture.
Really?
So, but yeah, Tombstone. It's the thing about Tombstone. Hot and dry. It's higher in elevation than we are here, and they say it's much cooler. But 2 degrees is not much cooler.
No.
Let's drink it, something. Then it's cooler. But when you're out walking the dusty ass streets, it's still just desert hot.
Well, when I go out there to visit, I'm going to swing through. If I'm 2 hours from you, I've got to come by and at least give you a.
Dude,
No.
if you're we'll make a trip down.
Yeah?
Yeah, hell yeah. We like Tombstone.
Tombstone is fun, man. I can't wait to get there one of these days. He works as a he works as a character named Lefty, who's
Right.
he's a gunslinger,
Right?
and he works
Very
in town
entertaining.
doing all that kind of stuff.
Well, you know, pretty much that is the jobs that are available in Tombstone. Actors. It's
Yeah.
a total tourist trap. But not just a tourist trap. It's got the history. It does have a buttload of history. Real good old West history. So
I learned about it from Wayne.
yeah, I used to have a bar supply delivery route, and I used to drive all over southern Arizona every Friday night. I'd leave at about 4 o'clock, and I'd hit every little stupid town in southern Arizona. And Tombstone was one of my places I had to stop, and it was great. It was great. I'd be there every Friday night about 8 o'clock. It was happening. People were jumping. It's always a lively place on the weekend.
Wow. That sounds really cool, man. I'm
Oh,
glad
yeah.
that I'm glad you know about it, man. That's really awesome.
Oh yeah, matter of fact, we had some folks come down. We had a party. I don't know, year and a half ago. We had people down, and they wanted to go, so a group of about 8 of us all jumped in our trucks, and we went down there for the day. Had a great day, But like I said, for tourists, it's a kick, man. They're in there buying hats and boots and all the tacky stuff. And for me, I've been there a dozen times or more, so I'll be down here to the bar drinking them ice cold beers, But they have a lot of fun shows. Unfortunately, because it is so touristy, everything costs. Everything costs. If you don't go with a pocket full of money, you miss a lot, and that's unfortunate.
Like my trips to the grocery store.
Yeah, kind of grocery store. If you don't have money, it's unfortunate, but you miss a lot. And I think that history like that should be a little more available. It shouldn't come with a price. But that's just me. I have a hard time with paying for a lot of shit, and just entertainment is one of them when it should be there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I get it. Those guys, it's their jobs. I thought that we have a place here in town called Old Tucson, and there's been more than one time that I thought about putting on a cowboy hat, a pair of boots, and going out there and just getting a job. Because it seems like it'd be a kickback thing. You're just putting on a show every day. You're just an actor. But
Right.
but Old Tucson burnt down a few years ago, and they closed it after it burnt down, and then finally someone came in and rebuilt it. But they don't do movies like they used to there anymore. Now it's only basically tourism, and there were so many great movies shot in Old Tucson.
No kidding. Yeah,
Yep.
that's the thing is, what was that movie with Val Kilmer? Tombstone?
Tombstone, yeah.
None of it was filmed in the city of Tombstone either.
No, a lot of that was filmed in Las Cruces, New Mexico, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
So, hell, my favorite movies that was actually filmed here in Tucson, that wasn't in Old Tucson, but remember that old Burt Reynolds and Dom DeLuise and Sammy Davis.
Cannonball Run.
Cannonball Run, yeah.
There's a highway that runs west out of Tucson, and it goes out to the reservation, and it's just a long, straight ass road, and that's where they did a lot of the filming on those the highway scenes. Well, out in that area, there was a water park years ago, and I used to be a lifeguard at that water park. And I'd go out, I'd be out there 5 days a week, just being a lifeguard. Everybody would come out because there's, a water park in the middle of the desert is a big draw. But anyway, when that movie was in town, they had a cast party, and cast and crew came out and rented the park for the day and the night. And it was seeing all those people, just being around them. And yeah, Hollywood people, when they're not up working, they like to party.
Yeah, they do.
It was fun. A lot of movies filmed out there, but I guess it's picturesque. Hell, I watch High Chaparral all the time, so I like westerns. That was filmed right here in Tucson. I see.
Sally Field from Cannonball Run reminds me of my mom.
Yeah, really.
She is my mom when my mom was younger. Yeah, she reminds me so much of my mom. It's kind of scary.
Remember her in The Flying Nun?
Yeah.
Before she was Buddy. She was just a little girl. Yeah. So how was everybody else?
So anyway, summer solstice, David. What's the summer solstice mean to you?
What does it mean to me? It means it's hotter
Yeah.
than shit out. Fuck.
Yeah.
In a nutshell.
It means from this point forward, sweat socks and changes of underwear are needed daily.
Oh, dude, I started on a roof, and it was consecutively 105, 108, 111.
Wow.
And all days I was on the roof for 8-9 hours. And man, those weeks are just. I always say it. I know it was going to be hot. I live here, but it still gets to you. And the older I get, it seems like it's getting to me a little bit more. I think age, whatever, but it's still the desert. I still live here.
It's so weird how the seasons in the areas of the country are so much different. Because like right now we're just ramping up for our hot season.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Same kind of. But yeah, it's about to be hot this weekend.
It's been hot, yeah.
Well, you know what? I kind of would like to have a little milder summers, like a longer spring, because it seems like our summer keeps creeping more and more into spring right after winter. We don't get that nice mild season of those temperate days where it's just nice out. It seems like every year it just seems to get hot right now and stays that way. So.
Yeah, you stay hot all the way into September, don't you?
Oh yeah. But you know what? If the thing of it is, if we don't have this heat, we don't get our monsoons. It's the heat that brings us the rain. Because if we have those mild springs and mild early summers, we don't get our monsoon rains. And the desert, we rely on those. We actually do, and that 3 weeks right there is probably the best time in the desert. It might be, because it'll be 106, 108 during the day. Then about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, the clouds will start building up, and you can see the storms coming. And when that rain hits, it drops the temperatures, and you're able to just go out and have nice evenings.
Yeah, I've had the air conditioners in for a couple days now, and we got them in just in time because it's been like 90 degrees here. And like Ashley said, she gets my weather usually a day after I get it, and it's going to be hot this weekend. I mean,
yeah,
it's going to be like 95 on Sunday here.
Yeah, same.
But I'm further south than both of you, and it was supposed to be 90 something here today, but it was like 84. So I pulled weeds all day.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a beautiful day, and I sat on. I was sweating. Don't get me wrong, but I went out and pulled weeds out in front of the pool and sat outside with the dog. And I'd come in for a little bit just because I was sweating so bad because I'm a fat girl. Fat girl sweat. so I would come in just to cool off for a few minutes, and then I'd go back out and pull some more weeds.
Humidities.
I had some serious humidities.
What's up, Ronnie? What's up, Brian Williams, Cassandra Mercado? Yeah, what's going on, everybody? Kim Cooper in
Happy
the house.
Friday night.
Hi guys.
Jane.
Have any comments?
I can't see him either, so I got my phone in front of me.
Well, yeah, I got them up on the screen in that little box there, but Mama, can you zoom in on those or no?
I don't think I can.
You
I
can't
can't
zoom
get
in.
it big enough to see him.
No, I didn't.
I don't
think
want to
so.
see myself that close up.
Canada is getting our weather, says Ronnie. Rock and Ron.
So yeah, like today, like I said, it was nice out. I was hot, but I went out and I pulled weeds and I checked on all my veggies I got going on, which are all doing fantastic. I had some herbs that didn't come up, so I'm going to have to replant. But there's still, for my herbs, there's still plenty of time to replant a bunch of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You posted a picture the other day of a yucca plant that you have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of yucca is that? Because it's not the yucca we have around here.
Yeah, it is. It's the same yucca.
I'll send you a picture of I have in my backyard.
They're spiky and the leaves end up shredding and they'll cut you. Like if I bump into it mowing, I get stabbed and I possibly bleed. It's the same yucca that you have in Arizona.
Mine has never
It's
bloomed like
just,
ever.
ours blooms about every other year. And I think it has to do with the climate. You guys don't get enough rain, enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it doesn't bloom at all. It started out just a little thing in a pot, and now it's like 8 feet tall. It's got 2 other pieces that have grown with it that are like 6 and 7 foot tall. It's huge.
Yeah.
Not one ever. The only thing it's ever had is wasp nests.
Well, that one's about 5 years old, and it started out as a little sprig I got from one of the neighbors.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
They're in Indiana, so they get a lot of
I don't water it.
You don't water it? No?
I don't have. Yeah, I don't have to water here. Everything is bright green and yeah. Unless we're having a drought, I don't have to water anything.
The only thing I water is my fish, my ponds, and my trees. I got a couple nice trees that I like green because they offer a lot of shade.
I got a really late start on our garden. My tower gardens are planted, but I still got to do the dirt gardens, the raised beds that I brought here.
I've got a couple tomato plants now and a pepper plant that Kelly wanted, but I need to get the tower garden up. I don't know. I haven't started trying to.
I got to order more nutrients too.
Oh, do you?
What's the tower garden?
The tower vertical like hydroponic gardens.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're almost like
It's as tall as I am.
Really?
Ashley has 5 of them.
Yeah, I got 5 of them. They're pretty fun.
Just plant whatever you
But
want.
you know what?
Yeah. The only
She
thing that
grew-
I wouldn't recommend would be like root vegetables.
Okay.
Yeah, lettuce and
Yeah, lettuces, herbs. I have a whole tower of cucumbers that I plant, and then I put a cattle panel around it, and it arches around the whole thing. It saves space, time, and no weeding
She
and all
does,
that.
Gardening.
she does her vegetables all winter.
No doubt.
Yeah, I have them inside. Well, maybe I'll have one in since we've had to kind of condense everything.
Yeah. I only have room.
But David, you have her
What?
cannabis plant that she grew out of one last year.
That was huge. There was 4 of them in
It
there.
was huge.
This year I have some autos out there that are doing great. They're actually almost done.
Mhm.
I
In the
might get
tower
another-
garden?
Yeah. Smells so good.
Josh White digging my hat.
Oh yeah.
It's
I still need a hat.
And we got Doc in the house. What's up, Doc?
What's up?
Good to see you. Choo choo, motherfucker.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, so now, does anybody know? Maybe Mama, since you read that Wikipedia and stuff, do you know
Yeah.
did our ancestors use the solstice as a sign of planting and things of that sort, or
They did. They used the summer solstice and the winter solstice. That was more their celebratory time. Like the winter solstice is the time, basically there's a spring and there's a spring, a summer, a spring, a winter, and a fall, and they're all used for different things. But this particularly was a day of celebration, the summer solstice. So I was going to read that to you if you wanted to hear it.
Read
So the
away.
summer solstice or estival solstice occurs when one of the Earth's poles has its maximum tilt toward the sun. It happens twice a year, once each in each hemisphere, northern and southern. So the summer solstice is the day with the longest period of daylight and the shortest night of the year in that hemisphere. It says when the sun is at its highest position in the sky at either pole, there is continuous daylight at that time of its summer solstice. The opposite event is the winter solstice. So I think that's kind of, I don't know if I could live in one of those places that has daylight all year or all day long, 24 hours a day. 24 hours a day, not all year.
Or what about night? Like that one movie. What was that movie with the vampires came into that Alaskan town?
Oh, that fucking movie is horrible.
Oh my God.
What is this movie?
Why you gotta how's that night?
I definitely couldn't
I
live
don't
where it was dark all the time. But sunny all the time, that I could probably
Well, see, and here's the thing, you know, I'm blind. And I've thought about that. And I'm very night blind. So when it's the slightest bit dark, I can't see anything. So I was thinking, man, that would kind of be cool. For me, for someone like me that can't see when it's dark.
You, me, and everybody would be bumping into everything instead of just you.
I don't know. So a lot of the pagan rituals are based around your winter and your summer solstice. A lot of the pagan, a lot of the Celtic, believe it or not, a lot of the American Indian, a lot of rituals based around our solstice.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, that there was some sort of thing with the Indians and stuff, you know, where they would use that as a sign of this and that. And then especially, you know, in a lot of the different religions, like you said, you know, they used celestial happenings like that, you know, eclipses and everything else in order to, you know, predict what they consider to be the future, you know, and stuff like that too. So that's really interesting, man, you know, because of the minimal understanding that there was of why these things were occurring compared to now, we can put a scientific explanation to it.
Well, and it's part of the calendar ritual. It's like the winter summer solstice in Stonehenge, England, India, one Indiana, stone, and every that Stonehenge.
hard to understand.
You're breaking up really bad.
Yeah, you are.
Oh, am I? Sorry. So for every culture that has a Stonehenge, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Every culture that has a Stonehenge, those Stonehenges are optimal, like, viewing places for the winter and the summer solstice, and the sun lines up in them, and that's when they hold their winter and their summer solstice celebrations. It's kind of a calendar ritual. So when on those days, they line up in certain places on the Stonehenges.
Yeah, I learned that from Ancient Aliens. That's the TV show. They taught me that.
So, I mean, even back in those times when a calendar wasn't necessarily a thing, the winter and summer solstice were the calendar. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's how they could tell.
Sure. And it was the same for everybody in the same hemisphere anyway.
Right. So whether you be in the northern or the southern hemisphere, yeah, it's the same for everyone in that half of the globe, you know.
Yeah. Neato. Well, thanks for doing
I
that.
had some more research, but like I said, when I start messing around, I always end up losing it.
Well, we're at about the halfway point. Why don't we go ahead? Let me bring up Jack, and then after we get back, we can hear some more of your stuff. Do you want one of the newer? You want the new Jack Daniel, or do you want the old trusty Take 'Em Home? What do you like?
Any of them. I like all of Jack's stuff. He is a friend of ours. He is a cannabis connoisseur. He is an excellent musician and an all-around great guy. So you can play whatever you would like.
All right. Well, this is a new one. This is a new one by Jack, and it's called Just Don't Know. And this is by Jack Daniel, everybody. Enjoy. We'll see you back in about 3 minutes.
This is a new tune.
Don't know anymore. Just don't know anymore. And it's hard for me to say what'll happen here day to day. There's one thing I know for sure. Don't know anymore. Just don't know anymore. Working a job that nobody wants. Don't ever seem to pay you enough. Usually know what you're doing it for, and you just don't know anymore. It's hard for me to say what'll happen here day to day. There's one thing I know for sure. Just don't know anymore. Just don't know anymore. Feel like a rich and start all the wars. Just don't know anymore. Just don't know anymore. Staking a claim to helping the poor, selling them things that they can't afford, counting the change down at the store. Just don't know anymore. Just don't know anymore. It's hard for me to say what'll happen here day to day. There's one thing I know for sure. Just don't know anymore. Don't know anymore. Just don't know anymore.
And that was Jack Daniel with his new tune, Just Don't Know. And we lost David for a minute.
Oh no!
I see him. You don't see him?
There he is. Oh, there he is.
There he is.
They're trying to kick you out.
I did it myself. I pushed
Just kidding.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah. I got Jack Daniel working on a song that I wrote and the lyrics for. And he's working on the music.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna read this. This is about you guys smoke, and I'm gonna read.
Okay.
So there is evidence that the summer solstice has been culturally important since the Neolithic era. Mainly ancient monuments in Europe, especially, as well as to the Middle East, Asia, and the Americas, are aligned with the sunrise or sun on the summer solstice. The significance of the summer solstice has varied among cultures, but most recognize the event some way with holidays, festivals, and rituals around that time with themes of fertility. In the Roman Empire, the traditional date of the summer solstice was June 24th. In Germanic-speaking cultures, the time around the summer solstice is called midsummer. Traditionally, in Northern Europe, midsummer was reckoned as the night of June 3rd to 24th, with summer beginning on May. Summer solstice continues to be seen as the middle of summer in many European cultures, but in some cultures or calendars, it is seen as in Sweden, midsummer is one of the year's major holidays when the country closes down as much as they do during Christmas.
You know,
So,
that's good
like,
info.
if you've ever heard the term midsummer, so for a lot of people, so this is the middle of summer, but for others, it marks the beginning of.
Yeah.
Like, it all kind of depends on where on the globe you are.
Nice.
Just a second. I got. Oh, Lily.
So
Herbert,
Smash,
stop it.
do you have any big plans for the summer with the family? Are you guys going to maybe do a vacation, or do you got anything at all going on, or are you just trying to, at this point, get settled in and? Oh, you're muted. El mutado.
Whoops. Right now, we are just getting settled in. But yeah, we've discussed like maybe a few trips. Kids really want to go to like some sort of an aquarium. So we
Oh,
might do that. But not really anything huge we've planned yet. I guess we're really just, obviously selling and then using that to pay off debt and have like a life reset is what's needed.
that's what's
Definitely ready for that.
good. Good.
I
for
think
you.
we all need that.
Yeah.
That would be nice. That would be nice. So that's good. I'm glad. So, what about you, David? Do you have any big plans for the summer? Getting into projects or anything done around the house, or?
I've been working on the trailer, and we are going to take advantage of it this summer. We're going to take 3-4 days somewhere this summer and just go.
Just take it with you.
Put a lot of time in the trailer, and now we're going to utilize it.
Oh yeah.
I ran into it the other day with my fucking truck though, and put a big old hole in it. So I'm a little bit about that. I had my work.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I was dragging my work trailer home from work, and I went to park next to it, and I was tired, and I wasn't paying attention, and next thing I know, I had the side of my work trailer about 6 inches into the side of my travel trailer.
Oh boy.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
You guys just fixed a hole in the back, didn't you?
Huh?
I said, didn't you just fix like a rotted spot or a hole?
We've been fixing the whole trailer. It was in really, really good shape, and I wasn't as mad as Riff was a little bit more upset. Comes in the house and she sits down and she's quiet for 2 minutes, and then she looks up at me and she goes, "Do you know, in the last 35 years, you have crashed every vehicle we have ever owned?"
Oh shit.
I was like, I hadn't been keeping track, but I'm glad.
Yeah, she has. They have
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a big old hole in the side of my trailer I got to go patch. But other than that, it's not going to keep it from getting somewhere.
No.
Take advantage of it.
Patch won't do any.
Usually I work 6 days a week, every week. And now that I have this opportunity, I'm going to take advantage of it. I have to. It's why put the money into something like that and not use it?
Exactly.
Right? You have to work to live, but not live to work.
Back to the beginning of the show. Everything fucking costs money.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for a $15,000 check to be mail for the last 15 years, and my wife keeps asking me who's sending it. I'm like, I don't care. Somebody just. I'm not asking for a lot. Just a little vacation money.
Exactly.
Well, I'm going to be going to Herbal Roots Canna Fest. That's going to be my first fun trip. And that's going to be coming up June 28th down in Nelson, Illinois. Hopefully Ashley
And
will
I'll
be able
be there too.
I'm trying, guys. We shall see. We shall see. That's coming up quick.
I'll be there too.
About where I live is the proximity to a lot of these festivals. For you guys, it's maybe 3-4 hour drive. For me, it's 13, 14, 15 hour drive just to get there.
Right.
Yeah, no. You're
We
far.
Yeah, I think this one's a 4-hour drive for us.
Same.
I'm only an hour and 40 minutes away from this one.
So you can be home. You can be home at night.
Yeah, I know. That's what I did last year. I went home. I drove home in the middle of a thunderstorm, though.
Oh,
Yeah, it was a bad thunderstorm too last year.
That was a bad one. I left just as it was coming in, and I was trying to beat the storm. And I did for quite a while, and then it caught up to me. But you guys got soaked. I mean, it was coming down hard.
Yeah, it was a bad storm last year, but I mean, we had the same drive home last year as but this year we're gonna camp. We're taking a tent and we're gonna camp. So Steve-O, I think, is gonna camp with us, and so we're gonna spend the night out there and enjoy the time we have with our friends.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Are you going out Friday night instead of Saturday night or Saturday morning or what?
I haven't talked to him yet to find out.
I doubt he'll want to not drive Friday night.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. I'm sure he'll want to drive.
well, isn't Matt MC? Joe?
Yes.
He is emceeing the show.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yep, that's he. Last year, Guy didn't have anybody to announce bands or anything, and so Matt offered, and Guy took him up on it. And a couple months ago, Guy said he was getting ready, and I said, "Oh, yeah, Master Rochi wanted to talk to you," and he said, "Oh yeah, I want to talk to him too." So
Good.
yeah, it's a good time. It is probably my favorite festival of the year. Because it is such a laid-back, good time. It's not like, there's some cannabis events where it's party, and there's other cannabis events where it's just laid back and relaxed. And this is kind of one of those laid-back, relaxed events, and it's always a good time.
It is, especially at night when the music is going on and the lights and everything that they have going, and it's just a good time. I mean, Ashley, you were there last year. What did you think?
Yeah, I loved it. It was great. I didn't want to go home, but I had to, and then fell asleep a little too long, and then showed up a little late.
Yeah.
At late morning.
Well, I'm
But
gonna
yeah,
go
no,
back.
I drove halfway and then fell asleep in some parking lot.
That's not safe at all.
I know, but I was too tired to drive.
I know even the cops will give you a hard time and try to say that you're fucked up.
Right. Luckily, that didn't happen.
It's like if you pull over and take a nap to be safe, you're at risk of them hassling you that you're under the influence.
When the cops show up, just tell them you're utilizing the parking lot for what it was designed for.
Exactly. There is no designated hours here.
No. I'm using it for. Leave me alone.
Now I'm going back to Kansas City for the 4th of July.
Ooh, are you?
The following week.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's the
you're gonna
plan.
have a good time.
Yeah, that Freedom Rally is going to be a big deal.
Hi, Sugar. Everybody say hi to Sugar.
Not sugar.
Hi, Sugar.
Oh, sugar, sugar, do, do, do,
Yeah,
do,
my
do,
buddy,
do.
right? I sit in my recliner and he gets the leg part and I just get the chair part.
I do that. Lily's the same way. Lily gets the footstool and I get the chair part.
Yeah, I got it. I'm like straddled all the way around him and shit, and I'm pretending to be comfortable, but I'm looking at him and I know 100% he's comfortable. So
There's a guy, Cooksy, right there. What's up, guy?
There's
Tim-
Guy.
Tim-
Guy is the coordinator and festival extraordinaire of Herbal Root Piano Fest.
Tim Butler and Tina Redmond are here too. What's up, you guys and gals?
sorry about that. There was somebody delivering something to the front door.
That's no problem. Is it? It's not still light out there, is it?
Oh hell yeah!
Oh, it's 8:50 here.
It's 6:50. It stays light till about 7:30, 7:45 around here right now.
Right? Yeah, and it is the solstice.
So
today,
it'll be bright a lot later.
Yeah.
But we get at this time of year, sun comes up right around 5 and doesn't go down to, like I said, 7:30, 8 o'clock sometimes. So we get plenty of hours of daylight.
Mm.
And it's the worst time.
And the sun doesn't come up here till 6:30.
Well, it's the worst time of year for me because when I work, I have a tendency. I don't look at a clock. I don't wear a watch. My phone is always in the truck. And I'll work sometimes till I see the sun setting. And during most of the year, that's 4:30, 5 o'clock. This time of year, it's around 7:30. And I'm standing there going, why am I so fucking tired? And I'll get back to the truck and it'll be like 6:30, 7 o'clock. And I'm like, fuck, I just worked 13 hours is why. So using the sun as a gauge for my work day doesn't work this time of year for me at all. But I get out there at sunrise because that's the coolest part of the day. And if you get out there right before the sun comes up, you get at least 2 or 3 hours of decent weather before it just starts cooking. So, hell, they just passed a city ordinance because construction workers got together and threw a fit that we weren't allowed to work until 6 o'clock because most of the neighborhoods or most of the people have HOAs or any of this other crap. And they rolled it back and got the city to fucking pass a law saying we can start at 5 in the morning. So the homeowner's happy, but it sure makes me happy.
Right?
Right. Well, I do, as a matter of fact, have a couple short ones for an episode of Stoned or Stupid, if everyone's interested. I got a couple.
Choo choo.
Here we go. Stoned or Stupid. Now, what these are, I found this article that has a bunch of little short, what they call the idiot criminal of the day. And the first one is a short one. A dad in Connecticut called the cops to report his kids missing after he popped into a grocery store and they were not in the car when he got back. But it turned out he was just drunk and didn't realize he forgot the kids at home. He was arrested on several charges, needless to say. So I have to say that guy was stoned, but he was stoned on alcohol, obviously. They found it. And that was pretty stupid at the same time. I would say he had to be pretty hammered.
Yeah, definitely not good to even get that way, especially with kids.
At least didn't leave them in the car.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know though. Leaving him at home with nobody, is that just as good?
Right. Like,
oh, for the kids, you know.
That would be some of the charges, I'm sure.
kind of hard to outweigh which one's dumber.
I'd say he's both stoned and stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm with you on that one. I would agree. What do you think, David?
I think he was, both stoned and stupid.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well,
Irresponsible.
well, if you like that one, this guy, if being denied a Happy Meal from a stranger could put a frown on most people's faces, but this guy took it to another level. According to a report, a man in North Dakota refused to buy a random guy a Big Mac and a Happy Meal at McDonald's and told him to go get a job. So the guy pulled out a gun, threatened him with it, and then, of course, got arrested.
That's just stupid.
That is just stupid.
Stupid.
I mean,
If you're going to do that, we needed to wait till after he had already got the Big Mac and the Happy Meal before you pulled a gun on him.
Right?
At least you might have been able to hold the cops off long enough to eat your burger.
Right.
oh my God, yeah.
Uh,
Well, these two
Yeah.
these two idiots. I got another one here. These two idiots in Florida, they stole an old lady's wallet at Walmart, and then used her credit card to buy $2,000 worth of stuff at the store. Then they got
at the
arrested
same Walmart?
at the same Walmart at the same time they stole the card,
Oh,
and
my.
then they got arrested when they came back.
Oh, why'd you go mute?
Oh, no.
Hello. Steve-O's gone.
We,
I know.
it came back.
Man.
Came back to return one of the items.
Trying to get some gas.
Exactly.
Oh my God!
There he is.
There it is.
Hey, you have to remind me, Crystal. Next time you want me to co-host, you got to remind me at least a day in advance, like you did this time, because I forget that Steve does this stoned or stupid segment. I got a horse head that is exactly like the one he uses in the ad, and I want to put it on.
Oh my God! Yes.
I keep forgetting, and every time you throw up that little bit says stoned or stupid, I'm thinking, oh, where's my horse head?
Mhm.
Right. That'd be great. I gotta let Lily in, guys. Hang on.
You got it.
Oh.
Yes, Guy, you're going to see me there. You're going to see Mama Rochi. There's a slight possibility on an Ashley, but you know, she's got a lot going on right now, so, you know. But, yeah, I think that you need a quick getaway, a little celebratory, you know, where you're not worried about the gas money. You know, you can just go, I'm not worried about it, and just go.
Right, exactly.
That might be nice for you to have a little bit of stress-free.
Hopefully the house closing's the 27th. The event's the 28th.
Yeah.
See, that's what's going to be rough on her,
Yeah.
because there's going to be a lot going on. Everybody's going to be like, we want to celebrate too.
Yeah. Celebrations all around. Good things happening.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
But then, you know, I didn't, you know, the 28th and then the 4th, I don't know. Now that I think about it, that's pretty close, those two trips. That's going to be a lot of running around. I'm just going to drive down there because, you know, the train is 8 hours. To drive is 8 hours.
Oh, okay.
And the train ticket, now that I waited so long, is like $400.
Wow.
So I can get down there on cheaper gas money than that. So I think I'm just going to drive it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
You got a lot more freedom in your car when the train.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
and
then
then
I
you're
can
not
just-
stranded while you're there, too, you know?
You know what I was thinking? Now that they've legalized weed in a lot of places, on airplanes, shouldn't they have first class, regular class, and stoner class?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
They should.
We don't want your little bottles of liquor, but if you come back to the controls, that'd be right.
Exactly.
Right.
That's
Come around with an edible or something.
Well, where's you'd invite a lot more people to fly.
Mhm.
Well, it's been a great show tonight, everybody. I appreciate you guys being here. David, thanks for filling in for Matt again. We appreciate you a lot.
Next week I'll be my horse head.
Yeah, definitely. So let everybody know. Do a shout out. Let everybody know where they can find you, David. You and Rip.
I haven't moved. I'm still here in Arizona. You can me and Rip Facebook like we used to be, but you can always still find us on Rip Sweetleaf. And
I see you on TikTok.
Yeah, you know what? TikTok pissed me off this morning, but yeah, I'm over there once in a while.
Ah,
There's just some rude ass people on that platform. Yeah. Ratchet report. So
Ratchet report. That's right. That's your TikTok handle.
right, I don't want those idiots to know who I really am. You guys, I like. I'll tell you my real name. Them.
Your turn, Mama. Where can they find you and Master Rochi, and what do they have to look forward to?
So you can find out all of our wonderful products on our website, www.masterrochesgarden.com. You can catch us on Thursday night on the NOK Network for Thursday Night Live. You can catch us right here on Friday nights on the Groove Train. And that's it, I think. Find us on all your streaming platforms.
Real quick, this beard brought to you by Master Rochi's Beard Oil.
Master Beards Rochi Oil.
Whatever. Stoner class.
Master Beard. Ashley, where can we find you, and what do we have to look forward to?
Hey, tomorrow night, the IWK Sesh on the NOK or no, wait, sorry, Sunday night. My bad. Little day ahead. See, going through
Missed
a
the
hecticness, chaos over here. Anyways, Sunday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And, get all the updates of the move and all that, my garden that I have started, some of it. And, of course, Tuesdays at 10:30 with Rasta Rhino, Health and Homesteading, and on Friday nights with the Groove Train Familia at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Nice. All right.
Steve-O, what about you, buddy?
Yeah, what about you,
Well,
Steve?
you can find me on Wednesdays on NOK Wednesday Day for Sir Steve-O. You can find me at 7 p.m. Eastern Time for the IWK 710 Daily Sesh. And then immediately following, you can find me on Peace News and Views with the great Kim Cooper, as we do wonderful interviews with a lot of the big movers and shakers in the cannabis world. We just interviewed Tim Blake this week, who was he is the creator of the Emerald Cup, the Cannabis Cup in California, the biggest cup that there is. It's worldwide. It's nationwide. It's just amazing. And it's the biggest one that there is. It's the most coveted. And it was really good to get to sit down and talk to him and pick his brain. But anyways, and then you can catch me here on Friday nights with these wonderful people here on the Groove Train.
Choo-choo.
So with that, everybody, we hope that you have a wonderful week. And we'll see you next 2 Fridays from now on the Groove Train once again. And we hope you have a wonderful week. 2 weeks.
Stay cool, everybody.
Peace into one another.
Drink lots of water.
Enjoy the solstice, everybody. Enjoy your summer. Choo-choo.
Choo-choo.
Oh yeah, we stepping off the groove train. Ride was fly. Ooh yeah, snapping fingers, tapping toes, we touching the sky. You tuned in, zoned in, we felt the love like a rocket ship, a rhythm taking off above. Thank you for watching us groove. You got the funk fever, can't help but move. We see you there, smiling in the zone.
mic in hand, our stories alive. Podcast vibes, keeping the funkified jive. You vibing with the wordplay, got your ear tweaked. This groove train rolling never hits the peak. Oh, thank you for watching us groove. You got the funk fever, can't help but move. We see you there, smiling in the zone, together in the rhythm. You ain't alone. We sending out love through the funk text stream, dreaming big rhythms, living the dream. Your support fuels the engine, heels hitting the floor, groove train riding